Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. Meenu and this is Dr. Neetu. Today we'll be studying about the cranial nerves 9 and 10, that is glossopharyngeal and vagus. First of all, about glossopharyngeal. It is a mixed nerve with its nuclei in the medulla. It provides motor supply to stylopharyngeus. It has secretomotor supply to the parotid gland. It also gives gustatory supply to the posterior third of the tongue and also gives sensory supply to the pharynx, palatine tonsil and posterior one-third of the tongue. Now, how do we test for the ninth cranial nerve? The first thing we do is to test for the taste sensation in the posterior third of the tongue. The next, we have the gag reflex. Now, gag reflex is elicited by touching the posterior wall of the pharynx with a cotton swab. Now, as you know, any reflex has an arc. It has an efferent and an efferent and a center associated with it. The efferent supply is by the glossopharyngeal nerve, the center is in the medulla where the glossopharyngeal nuclei is, and the efferent is carried by the vagus nerve, and that is a point that is to be noted. Now I will demonstrate as to how we are going to do the gag reflex. Now, this is a reflex that can be elicited with the complete knowledge and consent of your subject. So, we have to explain how we are doing the test to our subject. So, Neetu, please listen. So, what I'll be doing is, I'll be taking a cotton swab like this and I'll be putting it into your mouth. I'll be asking you to say ah and I'll be putting it into your mouth and gently stroking the back of your throat. Do not worry, you will not be hurt by this procedure. Okay? So, shall we start?
Yeah.
So, can you say, can you open your mouth a little wider? Put your tongue. Okay. So, here you can see the gag reflex. You can see that when I gently stroke the posterior wall of her throat, there is contraction of the pharyngeal muscles which causes her to gag. Next, we are going to study the palatal reflex. So here what we are going to do is we are going to touch the soft palate with a cotton swab or a twisted piece of cotton wool. So for this we need a cotton swab like this and we have to ask the subject to open the mouth. We'll be gently touching the posterior aspect of the palate and we'll be observing for the arching of the palate on either side. Now, again, this is a reflex, so it has an afferent and an efferent pathway. The afferent pathway is carried by the glossopharyngeal nerve and the efferent is by the vagus, and the center for this reflex arc is medulla again. So, next let's move on to how we do the palatal reflex. So, Neetu, when I tell you please open the mouth, I'll be gently touching the palate with this swab.
Okay.
And again, please don't worry, you will not feel any pain.
Okay.
So, in case you're not able to see the free end of the palate when she opens the mouth, you can actually use a tongue depressor. Okay, so Neetu, when I tell you please open the mouth and I'll be using this tongue depressor to gently depress your tongue and I'll be touching the soft palate with this swab. Okay, so please open your mouth. So I can see the palate arching equally on both the sides. So that's what we do that's what we see when we do the palatal reflex. Now we are going on to the examination of vagus nerve. Now vagus nerve is again a mixed nerve with its origin in the medulla. It supplies the muscles of larynx, pharynx, the heart and the abdominal viscera. Now, how do we test for the vagus nerve? First thing we need to do is ask the subject if there is any history of dysphagia, that is difficulty in swallowing. So I can gently ask the subject whether she is having any difficulty in swallowing. So Neetu, do you have any difficulty in swallowing?
No.
Okay, so can you do me a favor? Can you take a sip of water from this glass, please? So as you can see, she is not having any difficulty in swallowing. So this is an easy and simple test that you can do to determine whether there is any dysphagia. So where will you get the dysphagia? So usually when you have a unilateral lesion of the vagus, the subject will present to you with dysphagia. So next we have to see whether there is any nasal twang or nasal quality to the voice of the subject. So whenever you are talking to the person, you can observe whether there is any nasal quality to the voice, and if you have any difficulty in determining this particular feature, you can ask them to say words like egg and rub, which actually needs complete closure of the nasopharynx. So Neetu, can you please say the word egg?
Egg.
Can you please say the word rub?
Rub.
So you can hear from that she does not have any nasal quality to the voice. And finally, since we've been talking to her for some time, we can actually hear that there is no hoarseness to the voice. So hoarseness is another feature in vagal nerve lesions, especially in lesions of the recurrent laryngeal nerve branch of the vagus. Next, we're going to ask the subject to cough for us. So, in a person who is having a normal intact vagus on either side, the person will be able to produce an explosive type of cough. Now, if there's paralysis of the vagus on either side, what happens is there's failure of closure of the adductors of the larynx. So, what happens? There will be an incomplete sort of cough, or this type of cough is called as a bovine cough. So you can ask your subject to simply cough for a couple of times. So Neetu, can you cough a couple of times for me? So you can see that she's having an explosive type of cough. Next thing we need to do is we need to look for the position of uvula. So in order to look for the position of uvula, you need to simply ask our subject to open her mouth. So can you please open your mouth for me? So position of the uvula is. So in her mouth, I can see that the uvula is positioned centrally, which is perfectly normal. And the next thing is we need to see how the arch of the palate is moving. So in order to do that, we can simply ask the subject to open her mouth and say the word ah continuously if required. So what that does is it causes the complete arching of palate on either side, and you can see that the uvula is also being lifted from the center. So can you please open your mouth and say ah? Okay. So now I can see that the arch of the palate is raising on either side, and also the uvula is raised in the center as well. So finally, while testing the vagus nerve, we need to do the palatal as well as the pharyngeal reflex. We have already seen that the reflex shares the afferent with the glossopharyngeal, and the efferent is formed by the vagus. So when you do this particular clinical examination in your clinical setup, you will be doing both the nerves, glossopharyngeal and vagus together. So that's all about the examination of glossopharyngeal and vagus. Thank you.